Last week, a showdown began between Iran and the US over Tehran's threats to close the strategic Strait of Hormuz to oil tankers. On Monday, Iran tested missiles near the Strait of Hormuz, underlining its threats to close the vital oil transit waterway. But how could all this affect oil prices? Well, let's now hear from Andre Knight, the founder of FXKnight.com.
This week we learned that the president of Iran is threatening to blockade the Strait of Hormuz if the US and UN proceed with their planned sanctions against his country. Now, this becomes important because this strait is a major shipping route for oil and other imports for countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. To find out what we can expect from oil prices, let's take a look at the chart. Now, as you can see here, the markets have already moved up in response to this news. What I find interesting is that we've broken through a prior trend line, and not only did it fail to hold as resistance here, we've now come back down and tested it as support. Furthermore, I'm noticing that rather than touching the prior lows at the bottom of our range, we are actually snapping with yesterday's daily wick to the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level at 98.22. This tells me the markets are watching this fib closely, and so should we. The next resistance level I believe will come up and test, based on the candlestick formation formed the past 2 days, is 101.75. So right now I'm long and I'm targeting this level, and then we'll see what happens once we get to 101.75. If this level holds as resistance and we bounce back down, I expect a range to form between 99.57 and 101.75. If, on the other hand, we get above this level and find support at 101.75, then I will target for the next top the 138 Fibonacci extension, or in other words, 105.28. So what can we expect for the future of oil prices? As you can see, much of it depends on what Iran does next.
Thank you very much for that insight there, Andre. That's all for today's programme with Andre Knight. So until next time, goodbye.